Hello, I'm John Bachman. Tornadoes and hail are not the only things apparently taking aim at the Midwest. We'll have more on those devastating storms in a bit, but first, federal authorities have just arrested a Kansas man for plotting a suicide attack in our nation's heartland. 20-year-old John Booker Jr. now faces federal charges and, if convicted, could get life in prison. The Justice Department says Booker planned to detonate a car bomb at Fort Riley Army Base in Kansas. We'll have more on this coming up. Texas Senator and presidential hopeful Ted Cruz attended the Purple Heart ceremony for victims of the 2009 Fort Hood shooting today. Cruz calls it an important day and says it's been a long time coming.
It shouldn't have taken 5 years for this to happen. What occurred on that fateful day was not workplace violence. It was radical Islamic terrorism.
Well, in total, 47 medals were presented today. Cruz vowed to keep fighting for the survivors of that attack in his home state. Politicians and lawyers have been lobbying for this award for years, and the Army cleared the way in February when they officially declared the shooting an international act of terrorism. 13 people were killed, 32 others were injured. And it looks like Sunday will be Hillary Clinton's big day to throw her hat in the ring. Multiple sources now say the former Secretary of State is gearing up for round 2 on the campaign trail. The Democratic Party official says Hillary will make the announcement on Sunday via Twitter, of course. After that, Clinton will hit early voting states like Iowa and New Hampshire, including a lot of coffee shop stops. And contrary to prior reports, we are now hearing that President Obama will meet with Cuban leader Raul Castro this weekend. Both men are in Panama for the Summit of the Americas. Today, President Obama checked out the Miraflores locks at the Panama Canal. Also, more on that presidential meeting. Sources say the two will meet to discuss things sometime tomorrow. Later today, they're also going to share a stage at the summit. This is the first time in more than 50 years that an American president has held an official meeting with the Cuban leader, if it takes place, although the two briefly shook hands at Nelson Mandela's funeral. And tornadoes ripped through parts of Illinois, and now a local sheriff's office says the damage caused is significant.
We're still going under the assumption that it's around 30 homes have been either completely destroyed or uninhabitable. It's pretty much just devastation to where the tornado went through.
Well, rescue crews continue to sift through the debris left behind those storms. And also take a look at this. Officials say the tornado you're looking at right here is about a quarter-mile wide. This is just part of that storm system, including some supercells that touched down in northern Illinois. Also, parts of Missouri were pretty heavily affected as well. At least one person, again, died. Several others were taken to local hospitals with injuries. And just a few hours after Apple started taking pre-orders for its new watch, consumers started to find out they're going to have to wait a while. As one might expect, the tech giant says the devices are back-ordered until at least June. And you couldn't even buy one today unless you had an appointment ahead of time. We'll see if they're worth it. Another update coming up for you in 30 minutes.